Hey guys, it's week 12 and it's Thanksgiving, so we have a food-filled, football-filled day tomorrow. Let's take a look at the week 11 predictions and see how I did. Told you to start Ben Roethlisberger and LeGarrette Blount, who ended with 8.68 and 12.4 respectively. Not great performance from our starts of the week, and I was really hoping for more, especially with the prime matchups they both had. Two sits of the week, Willie Snead and Jarvis Landry ended with 3.3 and 8.8, so we were pretty much on track there. I'm happy with those numbers. Our breakout player of the week was DeAndre Hopkins, who ended with 58 yards on 5 catches and 5.8 fantasy points. It was really frustrating for fantasy owners, especially since he had about a 60 to 70 yard touchdown called back for stepping out of bounds on what seemed to be a pretty controversial call. But either way, he didn't do great, and we're moving on to week 12. Let's take a look at our starts of the week. Our starts of the week for Thanksgiving week, number 1, Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys are rolling, and Dak is no different with at least 2 scores the last 4 games. He's also completing a high percentage of passes, and the rookie only has 2 interceptions on the year. Take all that into account, and I think he has a big day against a Redskins defense, allowing an average of 20 fantasy points per game the last 4 games. Our other start of the week, Kyle Rudolph of the Minnesota Vikings. He has 5 touchdowns of his own this year in 2016, and the Lions have allowed 9 touchdowns to tight ends for the season. He had a rough week last week against the Cardinals, but I think he bounces back and puts up big numbers. Let's move on to who to leave on your bench for week 12. Sits of the week for week 12, number 1, Golden Tate. The last time the Lions and the Vikings met, Tate had the game-winning touchdown, and I don't think Minnesota is ready to forgive that quite just yet. Look for them to focus in on him and lock down Stafford's favorite target. Our other sit of the week is Terrelle Pryor. The volume that he's been getting in targets is promising, but the last few weeks have been disappointing. The Giants' D is very stingy to wideouts, and at this point Pryor's a boom or bust option, and he leaves me scary for this week. I say we leave him on the bench. Finally, let's move on to Breakout Player of the Week. Breakout Player of the Week, I'm going with Marcus Mariota of the Tennessee Titans. After a modest start to the 2016 season, he has turned it on and been lights out the last 7 games. Take into account they're against the Bears defense, allowing an average of 16 fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. I think he puts up at least 3 touchdowns on Sunday. That's all I have for you for week 12. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.